Good afternoon, and welcome to the lightning round. This is the only rapid-fire lightning talk of this entire inaugural conference. So first, I'm Duane, Director of OpenStack and Cloud Platform Product Management, here to talk about hot topics in containers and OpenStack. First, let's talk about the other container project, not OCP, not OCD, OCI. Two specs, application spec and runtime spec. Do you know the runtime spec is shipping? Who here is using Docker 1.11 or later? Okay, so you're using an OCI-compliant runtime spec. Now we'll talk about our foundation for containers. Some call it the fun one, CNCF. I'm on the marketing committee and project strategy team, so I might be a little biased. But we have Kubernetes, right? We heard it today from 451, arguably the hottest topic in our industry today. Kubernetes 1.3, get the node scalability up to 2,000 Minikube to get started locally. Check that out. We also have Prometheus. We heard about it from Crunchy today, good container monitoring. So now we have Kubernetes and Prometheus, right? Both originally from Google. So Jiffy, Google infrastructure for everyone else. CNCF is bringing Jiffy to the industry. And we're not going to stop there. We heard from Dan, who's going to hook us up with about a dozen more projects we're going to be talking about on the way to KubeCon. Once you have your containers deployed, they need to be configured with application and operational policies. So we have Project Contiv. Open source project lets you deploy your containers in production in a shared infrastructure with VMs and bare metal. Policies for compute, storage, and networking. Some of the fine-grained policies for compute, storage, and networking on the networking side. Fine-grained security policies, load balancing, multi-tenancy. On the storage side, persistent storage, Ceph, NSF, I/O limits monitoring, cluster management, node lifecycle management, and a Contiv manager GUI. Who here was at Cisco Live last month in Las Vegas? Right, so those who were there, you saw the power of the GUI. Now let's change gears. We've heard a lot about OpenStack today. Let's talk about the OpenStack Foundation projects focused on containers. First, we have Project Kolla, making a better OpenStack with containers. Essentially puts OpenStack services in Docker containers, manages them with Ansible playbooks. Who here was at the OpenStack Summit in Austin a few months ago? Excellent. So you saw the CoreOS Stack and Eddies demo. We also have Magnum in the OpenStack Foundation, making containers a first-class resource. So it's multi-tenant, asynchronous API, so it's very scalable, uses the same orchestration mechanisms, heat, as well as identity keystone, so you have a good single sign-on experience for cloud users. Magnum also has a great architecture for containers as a service that is multi-tenant. It uses heat templates, works with Kubernetes, Swarm, as well as Mesos in the latest release, Mitaka, puts the Docker containers on a micro OS like Fedora Atomic, Red Hat Atomic, or CoreOS, and then it plugs into Heat into all the OpenStack services, including Neutron. And in the Mitaka release, you can have pluggable networking, so it's no longer just flannel networking. Kuryr supports Docker containers, so it takes libnetwork or CNM, converts those APIs to Neutron APIs. The benefit of this is you can network your containers just like you network your VMs with OpenStack, and you can use any Neutron plugin. You can use OVS, OVN, or Calico. Project Calico, we've heard about that a lot today, right? It's on the Dan's short list. We heard about it from Christopher from Tigera. It's compatible with most major platforms. Works with OpenStack, works with Docker CNM, works with Rocket and CNI. But it's nice. It's not an overlay-based solution, right? It's a layer 3 solution, BGP, access list, has a virtual router in each compute node, so it's very scalable. It's also supported by Mantle. So what is Mantle? Cisco's open source containerization platform. It's an integrated stack for containers and big data. It's cloud agnostic. You can deploy it on Amazon. You can deploy it on VMware. You can deploy it on OpenStack. You can deploy it on bare metal. My man Ken here is going to hook us up with a case study on Mantle later today. Mantle is also the base, and it's what Cisco Shipped runs on top of. Shipped is a native interface for cloud-native development, has all the developer tools. It's very easy to use, all the APIs, and you have a platform as a service experience, so it makes it very easy to build, deploy, and run your containers in a production environment. Shipped has everything needed for the developer lifecycle. It has project management, Jira, Rally, GitHub, developer tools, Docker Compose, Cloud Foundry, OpenShift from Red Hat, source control, CI/CD, including Cloud Foundry, OpenStack, and bare metal deployment with Terraform, orchestration, Kubernetes, Mesos, SA, issue management, as well as collaboration tools. So go ahead and check all of these things out at the links below, including cncf.io, mantle.io, or you can hit me up on Twitter where I talk about these things. And on behalf of the CNCF Marketing Committee, thank you so much for your interest and participation in this first Cloud Native Day and this lightning talk. I've been at many inaugural conferences. I was at the very first Cloud Foundry Summit. It was in a room about this side. So we thank you so much for your interest and participation, and we hope you have a great Cloud Native Day. Thank you.